Hey, what's up? I'm Terry from Alien Ant Farm, and may the rock be with you.
All right. Terry, welcome to May the Rock Be With You, and welcome back to Australia very shortly.
Yeah, geez, man, we haven't been there in what, almost 20 years or something. Seems
Hmm.
like.
We'll get onto that in a minute. So, the best news is, of course, you are headed back. And for those that haven't had the chance to see you before, like I said, it's been a long time down here. Tell us what people can expect at one of your shows.
Um, you know, just a good, polished as we can get kind of set. We always we always loved just playing as good as we can. I think there was a day once that we were, young and did a lot of like maybe jumping around and spinning on stage and the lots of calisthenic style stuff and backflips and spinning guitars around and whatnot. But those days are, it's a little more tamed these days as far as that stuff's concerned. But the cool thing is that the set is definitely, I mean, we're proud of everything that we put into the set, especially our new record. But I will say that it is heavy with anthology tracks. So, knowing how well that record did in Australia, I think that'll be what really like kind of captures everybody. At least in the experience I have so far, like people are just so connected to that record, and for a lot of time and they just kind of put a lot of stuff in their life on that record, so and when you play it you can kind of see it, and that's cool, so you can expect that, a lot of that.
Excellent. Looking forward to it. Now, it's been a long
Yeah,
time,
yeah.
like you said. Do you have a great memory of your last trip down here?
Not so much, man. I've been trying to kind of reflect and or just remember stuff or even look at some old albums and stuff, and I do remember I remember having a great time, but I remember, it was just like kind of like this tour coming up. It's a pretty like fast moving um experience, you know what I mean? We're going to be in a different city every day. It almost leaves very little time to enjoy the amazing country that we'll be in. But that's what, we're there for rock shows, not for vacation, right? So
That's
not
fair.
for
You can do that
koala
next time.
holding.
Now, amazingly, both you and Drowning Pool were here on that 2002 Big Day Out.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's
Yeah,
where we actually bonded with them pretty good on that tour back in the
yeah,
day.
which is
So
cool.
it's kind of funny that we've come full circle here.
How did that team, man? How did that come around after so long? Did you become mates then and stay in touch, or did it just magically happen that, like, oh my God, we're back together again?
No, yeah, no, I mean, we've always been in touch probably at points, I wouldn't say constantly in touch, but throughout the years, we've always bumped into each other on this festival and that
Hmm.
festival. You know what I mean? Uh, I had some friends in Texas too. So after we had, actually, I had a girl that I was seeing in Texas back when we had our bus wreck. This
Hmm.
is like literally like 2002 or whatever. And we had our bus wreck, and I didn't really have a house or anything at that time. I was living at my mom's. And so she lived in Dallas, Texas, and I went and lived there for like 6 months or something. And that's where the drowning pool guys were from.
Hmm.
So, and Dave was still alive back then. And so I did a lot of like late nights on crutches in like Deep Ellum with the drowning pool guys, and we've been good friends ever since. It's always fun
Excellent.
to bump into those guys. We miss Dave. Dave was a really a hell of a guy,
Yeah.
and he was one of the sweetest dudes in the business that I've ever met, and I miss him a lot. He was really cool.
Yeah, I'm glad you guys are teamed up. It's going to be an absolute
So
fun show. I can't wait.
yeah, it was awesome to be able to, for them to be able to jump on. You
Hmm.
know what I mean? So we're really stoked to kind of bring some Southern California vibes, but at the same time some good old Texas boy vibes too.
Excellent. That's great. Now, after almost 30 years as a band and playing numerous shows around the world, we get to see you up on stage all the time. But from your perspective, after so long doing this, what's your favorite thing to see from the stage looking at us?
Oh man, these days. Probably people singing,
Hmm.
like
Yeah.
the people that know all, and especially with the sorry, I was looking, my dog's distracting me. Can you see him?
Yeah.
They're back there, but anyways, seeing people sing, and especially like the newer tracks, like is something for me because I mean, like having said what I said about anthology already, you know what I mean? That's part of it, right? But something about like the newer material when you see them singing it like they really know it, that's cool because you feel like you're really still kind of hanging, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
you're still touching this person that you touched with music from 20 years ago or whatever. So that's really cool.
That's awesome. Now, you did bring out mantras last year, as you're just talking about. In the creating process, how has that changed for you, if at all, since your amazingly titled debut album, Greatest Hits?
Oh man, lots of dude, like what? Computers?
Yeah, right.
So yeah, lots of stuff. I mean, from the record biz, to computers, which are it's all related, right?
Oh
So,
yeah.
um, and then I mean, even nowadays, like even if you can want to talk about how it's all how we write and how we record and stuff now, is all so much computer stuff. A lot of what we do is on our own at home.
Mm,
And we'll eventually get together on what we're working on or whatever, but a lot of it starts at home and through the email. So that's different because I mean, when we were kids, it was all about getting in the jam room
yep.
and creating together. You know what I mean? So we do it a little differently these days, but it's pretty efficient. So, we used to get in the room when we were kids. That was fun, but now we do it this way, and that's a little different.
That's
And
fair enough.
and we've had to learn, like, having been a part of selling records, like actual physical copies, and the whole transition into what we have now, has been quite a learning experience, and we've tried our best to kind of adapt and move with it instead of chase it too much or work against it.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I remember it was funny last year. I have my Spotify playing or whatever on shuffle, and every time a song comes on that I hear, I'm like, "Ooh, I have a playlist called songs that I hear on shuffle that I like." And this song came on, and then I went, "I know the voice." It was Last Dance. That track is
Wow.
outstanding. Like
Oh,
just
thank you. Thank you.
straight in the playlist.
Oh, awesome. I'm glad. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's one of our favorites off the record. And it turned out to be a lot of people's favorites, I
Mm,
think, off the record. It's very, very, um, it's very modern, but also, just kind of like old school in a way, like, first chorus hook kind of metally, kind of picking riff. I don't know, as
that's good.
much police we can dash in there and
Yeah.
stuff or whatever. But we're yeah, it came out good. We like that song a lot. I'm glad that people took to it.
Can't wait to hear it. Now, let's look back over your career because it can be very easy to say what can change over time. What's the one thing, though, that's always remained the same about Alien Ant Farm?
Um, uh, probably our contempt for one another. And I say that in a very light-hearted way, But if I gotta be real, like we grew up together, like since we were kids, and that makes us brothers, and we fight like siblings, and it's been pretty constant throughout the whole time of the band, and I would even say it's stunted our growth at times, and it's it's a trip because nowadays we're like actually like we're running like on all cylinders firing right now, which is really cool and something we haven't felt in a long time. But we still have our little riffs.
No one's
so
that.
so yeah,
No,
was that it? And were you expecting that?
no one's ever said, "Oh, we fight." Like,
Contempt for each other. We hate each other. That's what's common. That's what's been there always.
that's brilliant.
Deep
I,
hate.
I do have to bring up Smooth Criminal because that's a question you probably answered a million times because that's the one that we got introduced to from you essentially down here, right?
Sure.
When deciding on doing that song and watching the way it took off for you, what are your best memories of when things actually blew up for the band?
Ah, God, there was lots of stuff. If I had to like quickly think about it, but we were worried too because it wasn't really something we didn't put it out. Um, it wasn't like something we contemplated
Hmm.
or even if the record label contemplated it, we were not aware. We were just young and happy to be there. And it kind of took off in a crazy way, and we weren't really like um we weren't ready for it. We were working movies, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
So, and basically a radio station like grabbed it. It was like K Rock in New York, which was like a top 5 trend setting station in the United States. And they just said, like, fuck it, we're going to play it, even though movies was in there. So it just all of a sudden that was kind of it. Like I said, trend setting station. So like every station, like the next week was picking the song up across the country. It went wildfire, and that was crazy and scary at the same time. It created some seriously like accelerated effect on our like kind of being a small Riverside, California band from the hood, like
Yeah.
we were just like all of a sudden we were moving at light speed, and that was scary. So I always remember that. I remember that being scary, you know what I mean? But there was a million little things that were like monetary cool things that were awesome to experience. I remember like playing like the VMAs, and they made like the stage out in front of the Met in New York, the Met Gallery,
Yep.
and they made it into a giant ant head. And the hotel room that they put us in was a building right across, like kind of kitty corner from the Met right there. And we were really like super high in a room. And I remember just looking out the window down there, and they started peeling off like
Cool.
the protective layer,
Yep.
like getting ready for us or whatever. Like they had a protective sticker over the ant head, like our logo, like our
Yeah.
ant head logo. And they started peeling it off and revealed this ant, like as I was watching it, just
Awesome.
crazy stuff like that. That was cool. Just all those little things that make you go, wow, I'm really here. Like, or am I here? Is this real? Like, kind of like, I don't want to sound cliche, but like when you're like, we made it, that's
You
a
made
cool
it.
feeling to have,
Yeah.
so, but
And then with the next year,
obviously there's all the weird stigma that comes with this, with the cover song thing or whatever. But anybody that got drawn in from that song over the years, I mean, we're too old to be like tripping on that funky shit. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like anybody that got brought in by that song, like you said, the introductory song, like quickly learned that we had other songs that were really fun or to their liking. So, here we are today, still like touring and shit. So
Yeah, I mean,
it's
within a
all good.
year, you're in Australia playing the biggest festival we had here. You know what I mean? Like that's nuts. Like
Sure,
just took off. But
that
for
was
me,
fast. It was very fast moving
super
for
fast. For me,
kids.
movies was always your standout track. I love that song, right? But I don't want to ask about the song. Are there any
Which song?
movies?
Oh, okay, cool.
That song. Are there any movies you're looking forward to seeing this year?
Oh shit, I don't know.
The correct answer
Um,
is Superman, by the way. That's the
I'm
answer.
so unplugged, but yeah, I've seen. I haven't. I got to watch the trailer for that. Actually, I saw like some little like just photos on Instagram of like whatever, just promos or whatever. But I got to go check out the trailer for that. So,
I just thought I'd flip
um,
it.
but I don't know. I'm a little unplugged, and I don't want to sound totally naive, but um, I could tell you which ones bummed me out, like that came out, but I don't know. I'm not sure what's coming up that's going to be good, though. I
Oh,
hate to, I hate to poop your question up, but
fine. Just it's all
I
right.
just recently tried to watch Gladiator 2.
Uh,
Boy,
yeah, I didn't watch that yet. But
well, the bummer thing was like being such a fan of the first movie, and being a
mm,
fan of Ridley Scott. Like it was really kind of, I don't know.
no. Next. All right. Now,
Yeah.
these songs evoke great memories for people, but do you personally have a song that you hear and it takes you back to that time?
On mantras are we talking
No,
about?
any song in the world that you hear and go, "Ooh, I'm straight back in 1980, blah blah blah, or 19 whatever." Just a song that just sucks you in, like "Smooth Criminal" takes me back 2001. You know what I mean?
Oh, right. Shit, man. You want me to date or give my age up?
I
I'm
turned
old.
49 on Monday, so there you go.
Okay, cool. You're getting close. You're almost in the club. The 50 club.
Next year.
I don't know. You know what? You know what I always like, I mean, immediately when I hear remember this might be kooky, but remember and honestly, like there's 1,000 answers to this
Mm.
question, right? But one that I think of instantly is from when I was way young, like third, fourth grade. um Rapper's Delight
Oh
by the
yeah.
Sugar Hill Gang was blowing up. So now every time I hear that song, I'm just all said a hip hop, a hit, like
Yeah.
it's very like it's very reminiscent. Yeah, it's nostalgic for
I
sure.
love that. That's the one
That
thing
one
about
takes me
music.
right back. I can think of like the way my yard looked,
Yeah.
and where I lived, and like the house and the color of yellow of the house, and like my mom's Pinto parked there, and all this '70s shit.
Awesome. That's what music does, man. It
80s,
takes you back. That's what it's all about.
sure.
Now, if there was ever to be a biopic made about Alien Ant Farm, what would you want it to be called?
Oh man. It'd have to be something with ant in it,
Of
right?
course. Yeah.
So now I'm like, what is that going to be? We could be here all day.
Well, let's do the other way. Who would play you?
um, Jeremy Pivens.
Nice.
No, I don't know.
That's cool.
Maybe
He's fun. Well, just basically the documentary or the
just
biopic's going to
grow
be
a
called
beard and put a hat on and
something with ant in it is what the name of it's going to be. Here we go.
yeah, something with ant. That's actually would probably be pretty cool. That's pretty doco, right?
I like it.
Something with ant in it. It sums up our whole career trying to think up fucking puns with ant in it.
I'm here for it. I think it's great. Last Dance was
Okay,
amazing.
cool. Well, you'll get credit when we roll it out.
I'm into it. It's recorded now, so we're good.
Oh yeah, huh? That's right.
Nice. Now, lastly, let's look ahead to the future with a prediction. I always do this. Finish this sentence for me. By the end of 2025, Alien Ant Farm will.
Make it back to Asia, hopefully. I was kind of bummed on this trip that because usually a lot of bands go through Australia and then on to Asia and then back home or whatever. It's kind of like the way it's done. So I was upset to see that we weren't able to do that this time. But I mean, even just coming back to Australia is a big a big step for us. It's just been so long, and it's not in our usual. We've been going to Europe, UK for like on like almost every year for years. So it was territories. Those are territories that we really like put in a lot of work over the years. And unfortunately, there's a lot more important places that I think it would be cool to take our music to. So I'll sum it up. I'll take back Asia, and I'll just say um, taking our brand to more territories, like getting to territories that we don't get to often, a little more often.
Like Australia. We hope you'll be
Like
back in.
Australia, yeah, yeah.
Terry, thank you so much for your time, mate. Absolute pleasure to talk to you. I'll be in the Sydney show. I would not miss it.
Oh, killer. Okay, I'll see you there. What was your name again?
Troy.
Tony? Troy,
Troy.
Troy. Sorry, I don't have my glasses on.
It's all right.
All right, Troy.
Thanks, buddy. I'll talk to you
Yep.
after.
Have a great day. See you
You
soon.
too. Bye.
Bye now.